Assalamu alaikum. I am Sumbul Miraj. I am the AAPNA St. Louis chapter president 2023. Today we are having here our annual convention medical talk session and gala. It's going phenomenal so far. We have had medical education sessions with renowned physicians, and there were a lot of pharmaceuticals here as well who came out in our support. This annual medical convention also is a landmark in the sense that this year we had a diversity. We believe in building bridges, and so we had many individuals participate, including Mr. Ariel Benson. We had great speakers tonight. Dr. Asim Shah came from Houston, Texas. It is very important to navigate individuals during current times, and it's very, very important to maintain a balance between work, activism, as well as AAPNA Greater St. Louis chapter believes in delivering to the community as such, fully and holistically. So we have done a lot of programs. We did mushairas, we did fundraisers, we did free clinics and camps, blood donation drives, and this is our final concluding event tonight. It is a great pleasure to work for our community. I'm very humbled to see the participation of people, and I hope and pray that things around come to a peaceful end, and as well I also pray that all the healthcare workers and all the people who have lost their precious lives across the globe, this also comes to an end. Thank you very much.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम तारिक आलम है। मैं अपना सेंट लुइस का एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हूँ इस साल, और 2021 में मैं अपना सेंट लुइस का प्रेसिडेंट भी था। तो आज हमारा जो है यहाँ पे अपना सेंट लुइस की 2023 बैंक्वेट एंड गाला एंड मेडिकल कन्वेंशन चल रहा है, और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह देयर आर ऑलमोस्ट 250 पीपल हु विल बी अटेंडिंग, एंड इट इज़ अ वेरी लुक सॉट आफ्टर इवेंट। काफ़ी सारे वेंडर्स यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं और बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम है। हमारे पास दो की नोट स्पीकर्स हैं, इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सेंट लुइस के CEO डॉक्टर मिस्टर Eddie Oberson. He will be talking about refugee settlement in St. Louis and how different communities in St. Louis can come together and make a difference. और इसके अलावा हमारे पास प्रोफेसर आसिम शाह बेलर कॉलेज ऑफ मेडिसिन ह्यूस्टन से तशरीफ़ लाएँ, और वो थोड़ा सा बात करेंगे बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पे, विच इज़ वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस विद एक्टिविज़म, और जो ख़ास तौर से आजकल जो दुनिया में हालात चल रहे हैं उस लिहाज से किस तरीके से प्रोफेशनल्स को एक तरीके से जो है वो अपने आप को कंडक्ट करना चाहिए, rehumanizing skills, empathy, conflict resolution, things like that. So I hope के it will be a great event, and आप लोग का बहुत शुक्रिया TV1 वालों का कि आप आए और आपने हमें सपोर्ट किया और कवर किया, and look forward to your continued cooperation in future also. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ayaz Ahmed. I am inshallah president-elect for AAPNA St. Louis 2024. This is currently our 2023 STL chapter. We have a great program today. A lot of pharmaceutical companies here today with us, and Dr. Sumbul Miraj, the current president, has put on a great show for us today. Inshallah, we have a lot of new things coming next year, and we would be happy to share it with you inshallah next year.
My name is Kenneth Murdoch. I'm the St. Louis County Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. I'm here to present a proclamation to AAPNA on behalf of St. Louis County, on behalf of Dr. Sam Page, and we're very proud to be here, and we believe this event is great for St. Louis County.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर मोहम्मद फ़ारूक शमीम मलिक है। मैं जनरल सेक्रेटरी हूँ अपना सेंट लुइस का, और आज हम ये अपना गाला कर रहे हैं जिसमें हम मेड टॉक्स किए हैं। इसमें दो आसिम शाह की एक टॉक है जो कि आज के पैलेस्टाइन और जो डिफरेंट चैलेंजेस उनके बारे में वो कूप अप करने के बारे में बताएंगे, प्लस इंटरनेशनल रेफ्यूजी कैंप के लीडर्स हैं वो आके बात करेंगे। अपना सेंट लुइस एक अपना मेन का चैप्टर है जो कि सेंट लुइस के एरिया को कवर करता है। यहाँ बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स हैं जो कि हर साल रोटेट करते हैं इसी में और कोई ना कोई प्रोग्रेसिव काम करते हैं। जैसे कि इस साल डॉक्टर सुम्बुल मिराज जो कि प्रेसिडेंट ने मुशायरा करवाया, उर्दू लिटरेचर से कम्युनिटी को इंट्रोड्यूस कराया। उसके बाद ये गाला है जिसमें अवेयरनेस एजुकेशन है, or we're trying to support our community by doing different events so they can collaborate and they can communicate and they can come together as a big team. And I would like to thank TV1 who's here, who's giving us the coverage today to see what we are doing. So once again, thank you TV1, and keep coming to AAPNA St. Louis.
My name is Andre Sigismondo. I'm Relationship Manager at Wall Street Alliance Group. Wall Street Alliance Group is a grand sponsor of this evening's event with AAPNA St. Louis. This is the second year that we've sponsored this event, and we look forward to this evening as the partner of our firm, Adil Zaman, will be giving a great presentation around financial planning for physician families.
Hello, my name is Haya Hussein, and I am tonight's MC for the 2023 AAPNA Convention and Gala. AAPNA is an amazing event for teenagers to figure out what they would like to do in college. It's a great exposure to the physicians and fields like that. I personally am 17 and I'm applying to colleges as a neuroscience major. I have been involved in AAPNA for nearly 4 years now in their clinic for volunteering and otherwise. I'm so excited to see how tonight will be, and it's been an amazing effort from the executive committee this year. I would like to invite this year's AAPNA president for the annual President's Address. Dr. Miraj graduated from Dow Medical College in 2002 and trained in internal medicine in Chicago, later pursuing her infectious diseases fellowship at St. Louis University. She is now the CEO of Infectious Disease Consultants, Chief of ID Service Line and Medical Director of Vituity, and an Associate Professor at St. Louis University. She's actively working in the area of telemedicine for the past several years. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Sumbul Miraj, MD.
It has indeed been a pleasure to serve the community of Greater St. Louis this year, and the prime focus was mainly targeted at engaging more in welfare, social, as well as community services, literary and professional activities. And to bring that to effect, we actually organized some charity programs. We did our fundraisers. We also did clinics. We did our own AAPNA first time Grand Mushaira, all in its own standing, and which was very, very well received. We had renowned poets all over from USA and Canada, and we had received phenomenal feedback on that Mushaira. We strongly believe that one person alone cannot bring about all these changes. And that's precisely why we collaborated with AAPNA St. Louis Clinic. We collaborated with IFGSTL. And in that effect, we have done free blood donation camp. We have done clinic, and we have given out free vaccinations. And again, we will continue to do that. This doesn't end here. I am a strong believer of building bridges, and it is good to build the bridges amongst various sectors of the society, and it helps in achieving greater common goals. So here I would like to mention a few names. Mr. Areo Benson, President and CEO, International Institute of St. Louis, for his efforts in integration of refugees. Dr. Asim Shah, Professor and Executive Vice Chair, Menninger Department of Psychiatry, Baylor College of Medicine, Houston, Texas. Dr. Sam Page was supposed to be here, but lack of timing and clashes, so he couldn't be here, but we have representation here. I would like to acknowledge Dr. Deepu Sudhakaran, a board-certified bariatric surgeon, Mercy Hospital. He is in the Indian Medical Council, and he's Physician for American Healthcare Access. PAHA is the organization, as they call it. He's also in API, and he's also a member of the AMA International Medical Governing Council. We also have Dr. Alur Ram Sanjeev, who works as hospitalist Mercy. He's associated also with IMCSTL and president President of PAHA, Physicians for American Healthcare, XS. I really thank you all for being here today. I would like to say that physicians are a very important component of this society. They can bring about a change, and this is because of their society and their standing in the society. So I think in current times, it's really, really important to maintain a balance and to learn the ways to navigate the current situations. And that's why we collaborated with IFGSTL and also organizations like CARE, and we have done workshops to bring these things to effect. I would like to say here that my entire team and my vision is to work in every sector to get engaged with the community. I would say that really the new manifesto for AAPNA Greater St. Louis is "We will do it." We will engage with the community of St. Louis at every level, be it literary, be it professional, be it social welfare. We are there for you. I thank you all very, very, very much. Lastly, but not the least, I want to thank my entire executive committee. I cannot even tell you how they have worked. I really appreciate all the volunteer hours put into this. Their time, efforts, and energy is greatly appreciated. I'm specifically thankful to Dr. Tariq Alam, I must say, and Dr. Amana Nasir, because without you guys, I wouldn't have done that. And it means a lot. And I would specifically also like to mention the names of some people who have been really resourceful and helped out with arranging all these events, okay? And some of those names are Dr. Nadeem Ahmed. Thank you very much. Mr. Abdul Razik. Rashid Kazmi Bhai, he's not here, but I'm mentioning his name. He's very helpful, always. Of course, of course. So, Rashid Kazmi Bhai, thank you very, very much. Faiza Bhatti, thank you for being there for everything, really. And Tariq Tanoli. I'm extremely thankful to my dearest husband, Sayyid Asif Hussain. I would like to thank my lovely daughter, Haya Hussain. Thank you for being with me always by my side. It really means a lot. And thank you, St. Louis.
Tonight we have a guest speaker from Wall Street Alliance Group to give us an informative talk about year-end tax and investment planning. Adil Zaman is a partner at Wall Street Alliance Group who frequently appears on networks such as CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, and Medscape. Adil was named to the 2020 edition of the Financial Times 401 Top Retirement Advisors. Please welcome Adil Zaman, partner of Wall Street Alliance Group.
AAPNA St. Louis, it's always a pleasure to be with you guys. You guys are a very vibrant chapter, so I'm sure many of you have made similar dreams come true for your families. But being first-generation immigrants, what we often see is that we end up neglecting some very important financial planning concepts because we did not grow up with those concepts in Pakistan. So at Wall Street Alliance Group, what we have done is that we have managed to get together a team of fiduciaries, from attorneys to actuaries to CPAs, everyone under one umbrella, so that very comprehensively we can give you a one-stop solution to all your financial planning needs. Now, may I get a show of hands as to how many people sitting over here have a bill set up? Show of hands. Apna St. Louis, how many have bills set up? All right, good, good. So let's say 40% of the room. What I will say is that, having a will set up is so important that if you don't have a will set up and you die, something as simple as the custody of your children will be decided not by their grandparents, it will be decided by the government. You can avoid this problem by simply setting up a will. And if you need an Islamic will, we can also help you with that. Now, how many people over here have a trust set up? Show of hands. How many people have a revocable trust set up? So roughly about 10% of the room. That's not good, all right? Because in America, having a trust set up is very important. Because even if you have a will and you die and you don't have a trust, the state of Missouri is going to come in, they'll take control of all your assets, and your estate will go through a very lengthy and costly probate process. And it will be a very long time before your children can get access to those assets. This lengthy and costly probate process can be avoided by simply setting up a revocable trust. Now, another mistake that people make is that, after they die, they give their wealth to their children in their individual names. Now, God forbid, if the child goes through a divorce or if the child goes through a creditation, those assets get depleted. On the other hand, if you give the same assets to the child under the protection of a trust, the child still has access to the assets, but in the case of a divorce, in the case of a creditation, those assets remain protected. Now, for those of you who have a trust set up, how many of you have completed the funding of the trust? Good? Very few. All right, funding of the trust means that all the titles and beneficiaries have to be updated so they are in alignment with the trust. If you don't complete the funding of the trust, probate will not be awarded. Now, the current estate tax exemption for an individual is about 11.7 million. This is scheduled to go down in 2026 to about 6 million. What that means is that if you were to die today and your net worth is about 11.7 million, you would not owe any estate taxes. But if you were to die in 2026 and your net worth is 11.7 million, you would owe about $2.3 million in estate taxes. You can avoid these estate taxes by locking in the higher exemption today by using strategies such as gifting to an irrevocable trust for the benefit of your children, or gifting to a spousal access trust where you maintain indirect access to the spouse. Now, every physician that I have met has one common complaint. Does anyone want to guess what that is? They don't make enough money. That's one of them. They are paying too much in taxes. How many of you feel that you're paying too much in taxes? I hope all of you feel that way, right? So the good news is that there are a lot of ways to save money in taxes. So for example, one of the best ways to save money in taxes is by contributing to a retirement account. Because for every, and there are a number of different types of retirement accounts, but just to give you an idea of how a defined benefit plan works, if you're a 52-year-old self-employed physician and you're in the 40% tax bracket, you can put away about $193,000 in a defined benefit plan, and it is completely tax deductible. This would mean a tax saving of about $77,000 a year, and over a 10-year period, we are talking about a tax saving of about $772,000.
Thank you, Mr. Adil Zaman. For our key speaker today, we would like to invite Washington University graduate and lawyer Aray Obenson. He is also a barrister of law and a member of the Cameroon Bar Association. Currently, he is the president and the CEO of the International Institute, a renowned refugee settlement agency in St. Louis. Please give a warm welcome to Aray Obenson.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. It's an honor for me to be here today. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about this beautiful city, St. Louis, the work that we do, the work that you do, and what the future of St. Louis looks like. In the last 4 decades, we've seen this population of St. Louis continue to decline. We currently see a stagnation of the population of the region. The last 2 years, we've seen about 20,000 decline in population, and in the last year, we had about 12,000 decline in population. And the only difference between the previous year and the last year was that we saw 6,000 foreign-born individuals come into this community. And without the 6,000 born foreign individuals, we would have seen a decline in population of about 18,000. In St. Louis, currently our death rates are higher than our birth rates. And about 65% of the young people who graduate in the wonderful universities that we have in this community outwardly migrate from the city. What does that mean? Well, for the Fortune 500 companies that are here in St. Louis, they're constantly looking for good quality talent, right? But our educational system, and we know now through science that education, the foundation of education, is actually early childhood education. Now, if the quality, and we know that education is funded by the number of residents because it's property tax that defines the quality of education that we have in this country. And so if we continue to see a declining number of residents, then the resources that we have available for education continues to decline. And if the quality of education is declining, then the output from the education is also going to be declining. And so we run the risk of seeing our Fortune 500 companies beginning to look at other cities where they can move to. With all of these challenges that I've listed, I believe we have the solution, because too often we talk about the problems. The people we serve at the International Institute, the average age of the refugee or immigrant that we welcome is 24. The average family size is 6. So if you look at that young and growing population, it will obviously be a solution. We're in dire need of welcoming the immigrant population into this community. We cannot just be reactive. We have to be proactive. And then, unlike what is happening with other resettlement agencies across the country, we have decided not to wait for things to happen, but to make things happen. So with the Afghan arrivals, we actually did something that's unprecedented, and there is no city that has done that. We decided not to just welcome the Afghans based on what the federal government told us to do. We decided to do something different. We created a special Afghan community support program. This is the only community that has established an Afghan community center. We have established an Afghan Chamber of Commerce. We created an entrepreneurship program, children's program for those that were arriving. We actually did, we're very innovative to think about what do people need to succeed. And we looked at the internet and telephone service and iPads as not luxury, but a necessity. And we provided this to every Afghan family that came into this community. And for over 10 years. And we have already seen about a 30% secondary migration. So when Afghans who went to California and other parts of the country, they're now moving to St. Louis. We've seen over 300 move in the last year to St. Louis. We have embarked on another ambitious initiative to welcome the Latino population as well, who have been granted legal stay in the United States. We have over 300,000 of them that have just come into the United States, and we want to attract that population as well to settlers. Now, this is just some of the initiatives that we are doing, but more than just attracting people, it's what we do. I said this is not just a welcome, it has to be an embrace. There is not one organization that can do this. It's not only the International Institute, it's not only the county or the city of settlers, but all of us. I come from Cameroon, and my journey here has been a struggle being an immigrant. I look around you and I see that we all have the same struggle. But we are here now. We must feel like part of this community. We must feel like we have the responsibility to build the future of this community. It is ours. It is what we do that will determine what settlers will look like. And for the immigrant population that we so need to ensure that we have a prosperous future, we have a responsibility to make them feel welcome in this community. You know, before me there was a speaker here. You are really thinking about embarking on giving at the end of the year. Find an organization that is supporting immigrants, and maybe you can do something to make a difference. For the first time, we don't see ourselves as competing. We have built a coalition of organizations that are supporting immigrants. And for 2 years, believe it or not, with different missions, we have come together, and every Tuesday we have a meeting to look at the people who are coming into this community and how we can help them succeed. When I walked into this job, I thought my job was providing services to people who were in need. I suddenly realized that my job is building a community that's in need. That I cannot do this alone. We need your help. We need the help of everyone in this community. Take ownership of this community. Support these organizations. Let us speak well of St. Louis. Let's make St. Louis the welcome center of America. And we can really transform the destiny of this community. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I would like to invite our Executive Director of AAPNA's Greater St. Louis Chapter, Dr. Tariq Alam, MD.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you have been here for quite some time, but we are just going to come to the next part of our program, and hopefully we will be moving on further. It is my distinct honor to introduce our next speaker, who has traveled from Houston to be amongst us today. During these testing times that we see globally, rehumanizing skills are paramount to truly see the world as a better place. Traits such as compassion, empathy, and restraint are needed today more than ever before. In this context, AAPNA St. Louis made the decision to invite a nationally renowned Pakistani-American physician to speak to us on these important issues. Dr. Asim Shah holds the Barbara and Corbin Robertson Jr. Chair in Psychiatry and is the Executive Vice Chair and Professor of Psychiatry at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Shah has done numerous media presentations to national and international radio, TV, newspapers, and has widely presented both nationally and internationally. He is seen on Fox, NBC, CBS, ABC, NPR, PBS as expert analyst. He has over 175 peer-reviewed publications and chapters to his credit. He is the recipient of the Allies of Women of Excellence Award. He is the current chair for Mental Health America for Greater Houston. In 2020, he received the Medal of Honor from the government of Pakistan and was included in the Foreign Minister's Honor Roll List. Most recently, he received the I'm a Hog Award from Mental Health America for 2022, joining the club of greats such as William P. Hobby and John P. McGowan. Just recently, he was honored by the Royal College of Physicians in Edinburgh as a fellow of the college for his work in the field of psychiatry. So please welcome Dr. Asim Shah. Thank you so much, sir. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Tariq, and thank you, Sumbul. 3 years ago, I was here, and I think Dr. Sumbul was talking about COVID that time. And then COVID happened, and after 2 weeks, everything closed down. And today, I'm here, and there are many things happening in the world, of course, including what is happening in Middle East and others. So a lot of people are disturbed about that. Of course, it's very disturbing. So let's just talk about a few things relating to that. So we're going to talk about some coping mechanism in these kind of situations, what can be done or not. A little bit about work-life activism. Also, social media. In this time, a lot of people are writing stuff in social media or noting stuff in social media. And some people are also getting in trouble because of their workplace because of that also. Also, we'll discuss, since I'm a psychiatrist, we'll discuss a little bit about mental illness and whether it is related to violence or not. Whichever network you watch, what happens with the news network is that they show you the same news again and again and again, right? So they will show you one imagery of something, whether it is, of course, a terrifying imagery of bombing or building collapsing or something, one time and then again and then again. In 1 hour, they will show it to you 10 times, 20 times. For a person like you and me or an adult, we can separate that this is the same image you're seeing again. When a child sees that image, a child who is less than 5, less than 6, what happens? They feel that it is happening again and again and again. So for that child, that imagery can be extremely powerful and it's extremely disturbing, because while you and me can separate and it's the same image, they can't. And I'll give you a personal example that kids remember things forever. My father was a prisoner of war in 1971 war between India and Pakistan for 2 years. I was only 5 years at that time. 5 years is no age. But I still remember vividly what happened at that time. That doesn't go away from my memory. I'm over 50 now, but I still remember that. So those things don't go away. So those bad images don't go away that easily. So that's one thing to remember. So in these kind of things, what you need to do is that first you need to remember that news media is important, but we need to be careful who we are watching the news around. Whether we are watching the news around kids, whether we are watching the news around people who are anxious or so. And these days, TV has become more emotional thing. So TV is not news anymore. They don't give you news, they give you opinion. Whichever channel you watch, they give you their opinion. They're not reading news, they give you opinion. So an opinion comes with emotions. So it kind of either irritates you, gets you more emotional, and those kind of things. So if you're a sensitive person, if you're an anxious person, for you, perhaps the better thing is to read the news as opposed to listen to these emotional news channels. Also, one needs to be aware of their own imagination, because sometimes your imagination can be more so, and it can make it worse. And lastly, another thing is that we have to be thankful of what we have, for example. So we have to be aware of what blessings we have, count our blessings. And the last point I want to emphasize more so is find the good, which is, just like Houston, we had the fall meeting. A lot of people were saying that, okay, we need to cancel it, and we need to cancel because of the crisis in the Middle East. But you know what people were saying? If Rahat Fadeli is not coming, cancel Saturday. If he's coming, we can do it. So it was conditional canceling. So what I'm trying to say is that, in a way, these events like today are a good way out for people to de-stress themselves. So if you stay tuned to your TV, or if you stay tuned to your news and all, of course, what is happening, which is horrible and terrible, it doesn't change. But if you stay tuned to that, you're not going to get any better. Either you need to contribute towards the problem, or you need to de-stress yourself. You need to do something to de-stress yourself. So events like this are sometimes a way to de-stress yourself. If you can move the slide so it's much better. Okay. So in terms of some common ways how to cope with these events. Like I mentioned, limiting the news is one idea. That's always a good way to limit the news and all of that. We also prefer that people who are emotional, people who are concerned about their life events, it's better for them to be involved in things. So there are many ways you can be involved. You can get your voices heard. And we talk a little bit about the activism part also. But it's best for you to be involved in some way and get your voice heard. What happens then is that when you get your voice heard, people feel that you feel a little bit of satisfaction that somebody has been able to listen. You also need to practice some relaxation. One thing which is more common these days, when we were growing up, nobody used to talk about that, is well-being and self-care. And another terminology which is burnout. People talk about those terminologies more so now, which they used to talk. So it is so important that people need to take care of themselves, people need to take care of their well-being and the burnout. Without that, it becomes a problem. Also, getting involved in the community. Like for example, St. Louis community is a very vibrant community. You guys are all very, very well connected. You guys are all very involved. So doing something in the communities is the way to do it. In addition to events like what is happening in the world or so, a lot of times what people do is that when the news starts and kids are passing by, they just turn the TV off. Is this a good thing to do or not? Then what is best to do? Yes, exactly. So talk to the kids. Why? Because if you just turn it in front of them, it's never going to help because they're going to think you're hiding something. So you need to explain to them what has happened and what is happening, what is the solution, whether there is a solution or not. Talk to them. And this is what a lot of times basic culture people we miss, that we don't talk to our kids. We miss that angle, and we just shut it off. So we need to express to them, we need to talk to them, and we need to express and listen to them. Not only express. Sometimes we only talk and don't let them talk, but we need to let them talk also, and we need to listen to them, what they want to say, and then go from there, because their feelings may be different than what our feelings are.
Like to call upon the representative of the county, Executive Kenny Murdoch. He will be presenting Sumbul Miraj, the president, the St. Louis County proclamation for the AAPNA Greater St. Louis chapter.
Whereas the greatest St. Louis chapter of the AAPNA has actively organized workshops to impact valuable skills and knowledge, focusing on maintaining a balance for reconciliation and promoting a holistic approach to community development with a particular emphasis on effective rehumanizing skills, and whereas we recognize and celebrate the ongoing endeavors of the Greater St. Louis chapter of the AAPNA, acknowledging their commitment to unity, compassion, and community upliftment. Now, therefore, I, Sam Page, the St. Louis County Executive, do hereby proclaim December 1st, 2023 as AAPNA St. Louis Day in St. Louis County.
My name's Emmy Burns. I'm with Axum Therapeutics. We represent a pharmaceutical company launching new medications in the CNS space, including Auvelity, which came to market October 2022. And it's a new antidepressant available for adult patients with MDD.
My name is Luke Schaefer, and I'm here with Serenity Health. We do psychiatry and neurology services in the St. Louis area, along with Columbia, Missouri. We also have our research affiliate here as well. We do research on a lot of different psychiatric drugs, and we do our own tests. So we're here to talk to you today about our psychiatric neurology and our testing that we do, and we're happy to talk with you, and we'd love to meet you all.
This is Jesse Fensky. I'm with Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, and so we are a small pharmaceutical company in the neuroscience space. The molecule that I represent is Fycompa, so it's an anti-seizure medication. So, if you're seeing seizure patients, definitely stop by. We are the only agent in the class that works uniquely different. So we have a very unique MOA. We're the only one that works postsynaptically. That's really Fycompa's claim to fame.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Saad Sakara with Sakara Realty. We are the first Muslim-owned brokerage in Missouri, and we're actually expanding on to multi-states. So what we do is we do a little bit of everything real estate. We do property management, commercial, residential, and investments. We deal with investments from local people. We deal with investments from out of country, all you can name it, from 100,000 to 45 million, wherever it is, we're over there. And our goal basically is we're a brokerage. Whatever you need regarding real estate, we'll cover it. No matter if it could be something just assistance with just rent. So from rent, own, all the way to investing, we cover it all.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Asim Ayaz. I'm the counselor for AAPNA, Pakistani Physicians North America, in Greater St. Louis chapter. ये हमारा आज winter gala हो रहा है. This is an event we do it every year in winter. It's we do education for physicians. We have a CME session, and we also have a gala. Today is December 1st, and we right now if you see the background, we have stalls for pharmaceutical companies and people.
Hi, I'm Christian Hulme, and I am with IV Care Home Infusion Pharmacy. We are a pharmacy located on both sides of the river, both in Illinois and St. Louis, taking care of patients needing home IV antibiotics, tube feeding, TPN, home inotropic therapies. We help with all of the referral process, from educating the patient bedside to making sure that they're home with nurses and caregivers. Let us know how we can help you.
Hi, I'm Aaron Gray with Caregivers in Assisted Living and Memory Care. We provide services, senior services, long-term care for all seniors looking for ADL assistance or memory care assistance as well.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sibragul Chaudhary. I'm representing Mikhail Rayan Foundation here at the AAPNA St. Louis chapter meeting. Our foundation is focused towards serving children of underserved population and families in need. We right now have projects in Pakistan, Turkey, and in USA, Kansas City, where we are helping out needy families and kids in need and supporting them through their health needs, developmental and nutritional well-being support. We are very fortunate to be here at AAPNA presenting our foundation here and getting the support that we need. You can follow us and see us at www.mikhailrayanfoundation.org. Thank you so much.
My name is Sam Rana. I am actually here on behalf of my daughter, more so than being here on behalf of Be The Match. My daughter needs a bone marrow transplant, and she was recently diagnosed with a disease that can be cured with a bone marrow transplant. The problem that I'm running into, and plus many other folks in the South Asian community, run into a similar type of situation where we don't have a perfect match when we have to take our children or ourselves to bone marrow transplant. Outcomes with a match as far as bone marrow transplant is concerned is just better for you. So just here trying to raise awareness for the actual Be The Match registry that coordinates bone marrow transplants between donors and recipients here in the States. Please consider joining the registry. Folks 18 to 40 are eligible to join the registry, and it's Be The Match is the company that coordinates all that. So just wanted to raise awareness. Please consider joining the National Bone Marrow Registry. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Wendy McGuire, and I'm with Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, and I wanted to talk to you about Nurtec ODT. It's the only CGRP on the market indicated prevent migraine. It does come in one dose, 75 milligram. It can either be taken on onset of migraine, works within 15 minutes for some patients, that 1 hour statistical significance for others, and lasts for up to 2 days. Most patients don't need to take a rescue med. In fact, 86% of them can get by with just Nurtec as a standalone agent.
And once again, in the end, I would like to thank everybody who came here tonight and participated wholeheartedly. I'm very, very thankful that you guys came out and made it a success. Thank you very much. And